I'm ready. Well, the team was already in place when I was hired in 1982. They had a team from 75 on, I think. Maybe even sooner, but anyway, I was hired by Dick Becker. A buddy of mine saw an article in an advertisement. Said, hey, you run. Maybe you get a little job over there, Vassar. I said, okay. At the time, I was living in Newburgh, about 35, 40 minutes away. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done it because it was a pain in the neck drive. But I did it. First year, we were 2-4 men, 2-4 women. And then we just progressed from there. And we had undefeated seasons, 11-0. Back then there were triangular, quadrangular meets, and you went head to head. And then now it's in the invitational format. But we won 75% of our races, and some against some big competition. Of course, New Paltz was a mainstay for us. But we also beat Stony Brook, and Maris we beat, with Pete Collazo on the team. So anyway, it was a tough start being a full-time employee, being a part-time coach, and but we had above the average success for Vassar teams. We had Vassar's first All-American, first qualifier for nationals, Alex Perfito in 1988. First male qualifier in any sport at Vassar. So we've had a lot of success. I'm real happy about it. I was a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday guy. I relied on my team captains a lot and the maturity of the Vassar students, who at that time were very mature and responsible and didn't need to be held, led around by the nose. They knew what to do, like James McCowan, like Alex Perfito, Dave Pinto, Tim Leshin, Tracy Nichols. They all went out and did the work they had to do. If I told them on a Tuesday, you got to get a run in, and our workouts, they had a long run Sunday. Now we look back and we say, oh, maybe they should have rested Sundays, but hey, it didn't kill anybody. We did okay. But practices were Monday and Wednesday. Thursday was a pool day. Friday was off or light, jog if you want. Saturday we had a meet. And that's pretty much how that went down. That was a typical week. And workouts were, over on Sunset Lake. Before they had the observatory, we'd run up the hill, run around the lake, up the hill, around the lake, up the hill. Then I invented one place which Steve Money despises to this day, which was the Kenyon, the loop over near Kenyon, which would go around the tennis courts and back to Kenyon. It was a mile loop, and you had to watch the traffic, but, it kept you awake. And it was flat and it was fast. So that's pretty much how that went down. Excuse my appearance, by the way. In the 80s, a lot of singles, doubles, triples on the lake. We didn't utilize the farm. The farm was in pretty much disarray back then. The guys used to go run in the hills over there, but it was not too good. We ran a lot on our course. We'd start down on Ballantyne and we'd run the first mile of our course. Jog back, run another mile. Jog back, run another mile. A lot of distance repeats, a lot of hill repeats, but the hill repeats were straight up the observatory loop. After you did a couple of ones on the bottom. And we always tried to finish up with like a strong, double on the lake loop, so flat, so you didn't finish up on the hill. A lot of good hard work, a long warm up, a long warm down. I can't think of any. I don't know. In track, I always like running the ladders. I like to see people run those because it makes you strong. Run a mile, 3/4 mile, half, 400. Then you go back up the ladder. And I tell you, you do a workout like that, you finish, you write in your diary, you feel like you did a workout. I just had my college roommate up here, and all we do is reminisce about running 48 200s with 30 seconds rest and 24 400s. Those were workouts, and you never forget. And you feel strong after that. You feel like you can go out and do anything. Anyway, what else? That's all I got to say.
I think that's pretty good. Later.
So cross season, really excited with our young teams. Both the men's and the women's programs, over 2/3 of the teams were freshmen. So it was a lot of new people coming in, a lot of things to learn. And we were really excited with the effort they put forward to accomplishing some big things. End of the season, our place at regionals, not exactly what we wanted, not where we want to be. But it wasn't for a lack of trying, and it certainly isn't for a lack of ability. It's just we've got some young teams, and we've got to grow and develop to be more competitive in the region, and we're focused on doing that, and they're doing the right things. Certainly on the men's side, we saw a real synthesis of the training. They improved dramatically over the previous year, dropped a ton of places in the region, really moved up. Saw a lot of people really have excellent performances. Top to bottom, men's team had personal bests, so that's obviously exciting. Still some room for improvement. Still want to make sure that we get everyone through the season 100% healthy. And on the women's side, again, really young crew coming in. A lot of great leadership from the upperclassmen, the juniors, and the seniors on the team, trying to help set the tone for them. And a lot of learning from them as they were trying to kind of feel out this new experience of what it's like being on a college team. But also a lot of excitement for the seasons ahead, and we're really looking forward to them building forward and getting stronger and stronger. We saw a lot of incredibly competitive and tough performances from the women, and we've got a lot to work with and a lot to build on. So as we're looking forward to the spring with the guys, that's going to be one of the big things, is really just making sure that we keep building everyone up and keep setting people up to be really successful throughout the spring, so we can have that whole team be successful in the fall as well. So everyone's kind of got their season plans starting to shape together for track. We're going to be, a lot of the men have their eyes on some of the school records and trying to take those down in the longer races. A lot of the women are really excited about trying a lot of different events, trying new things on both the men's and the women's side. We had a lot of success with the steeplechase last year, so we're certainly looking to get back into that. Both Ava Farrell and Noah Trueblood had tremendous performances in the steeplechase. Laura McDonald, who's abroad right now as well, and so we've got a lot of people who are looking to kind of try that event out with them and see what else we can accomplish for the league and get more qualifiers in CDCs. So overall, everyone's really excited. We've had people racing on their own over the winter, training really well, so it's going to be a really good spring season. We're also really excited to have Coach Erica Maker joining us. We should have her doing her own write-up or video in the next quarterly. And she's coming over and bringing a lot of great experience to the team. I know the team's really excited to have her working with them.
So it was a really interesting mix of quite a few returners overall, and then some newcomers. And what we ended up seeing was essentially, a pretty solid summer. I try to leave them alone and let them do their thing. And then coming into the fall, they try to get into a groove, and then we do a 2-week preseason where we kind of try to set the expectation, the standards, show the newcomers how we do things here at Vassar. And how we roll. And unfortunately, this preseason was a little bit on the rough side with a lot of illnesses, and so that kind of put a little damper on things. But everyone came with a great spirit. Even if people were kind of sick, they still showed up and helped. So it ended up It wasn't my favorite preseason. However, I felt like we left it moving in the right direction, which is really the main goal of the preseason, is sending the athletes off training on their own in a good space. Obviously, we're coming off a banner year for the Spower group and our track teams. Last year, with 22 Spower athletes, we had something like 75 plus PRs, and that's not including relay splits. Obviously, you know, that's across the board. Every single person had a PR. Heather with her national championship and 5th fastest time in Division III history in the 400 was incredible. Taylor posting another top 50 decathlon time. The men just house in the Liberty League in the shortest in the events that they competed in. So 4x1, 1-2 in the 100, 2-3 in the 400s, winning the 110 hurdles, and you know, it just was really a great thing for them to accomplish. However, on the men's side, it kind of petered out, and we didn't get to ECACs where we wanted to be. So that's certainly their goal, is to go to ECACs and do something, to also repeat a conference, and it's not going to be easy. On the women's side, it'll be interesting. You know, Molly Shear really kind of stepping up into a captain role, and seeing how she leads the women has been great so far. We're really looking for a lot of people to step up in the absence of the graduation of all our seniors. You know, they've been kind of following along with the seniors who graduated last year. So it'll be important and vital for them to kind of implement how they want to do things, and set the tone for the newcomers. And we have a bunch of newcomers, so it'll be exciting to see what ends up happening. But I think we're in a position to sustain the success we've had on the women's side, and looking to pick it up on the men's side.
All right, whoops, nobody's here, but I'm going to go make the bagels and get everything ready. Everyone's gone for their run, and nice. It's a hot day, the first Minnewaska run. I don't know if you can see me here, but here I am, and here I go. How do I shut it off? Let us see.